just to make sure that you can all hear me and you can respond. So Mita,
Yes.
Danny,
Yes, hi.
hi. Sarah,
Hi, I'm here.
Christina,
Here.
and Pan.
Yep.
All right, so I'll just read my introduction. All right, good evening. This open meeting of Grafton Cultural Council is being conducted remotely, consistent with the Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of open meeting law to have all meetings in public accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted on the town's website at www.grafton-ma.gov, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting may not feature public comment. I'm saying that because I don't see anyone else waiting, hanging out. For this meeting, Grafton Cultural Council is convening by Zoom as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. All right, so I guess I call the meeting to order at 7:06. Let's see. So our first thing is to review our meeting minutes. Did everyone get a chance to read over the minutes?
Yes.
And were
Yes.
there any changes or corrections anyone saw?
The only thing I see is number 8. It says the meeting was it's just missing the 0 and 7:30.
I thought I corrected that.
Oh, it's the one I posted actually, or the one I read actually says 7:33 by
Okay.
the chair. Adjourn
Okay.
for the adjournment. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
That
I
was the only thing.
think it was. I did see a 0 missing on it somewhere, and I put it back.
Okay. All right. So do I hear a motion for approval?
Can someone else do it because I wrote it? Was that Sarah?
No, that was me.
It was
Sorry,
Christina.
that's Christina. Okay.
And who seconds?
I will second.
Okay. All right. Mita? For the approval of the meeting minutes?
Sorry, I.
Aye. All right. Sarah?
Aye.
Danny?
Hi.
Pan?
Hi.
And Christina?
Aye.
And Julie is aye. So that passed. The next thing we have is the MCC Final Report for 2022, which actually, I'm sorry, I was going to send out and share with you. Nita, because in past, she has always been doing these. She completed the report for me that gets handed into the town, and I reviewed it. So
So I was going to speak to just the Massachusetts Cultural Council final report, and the only thing I had to report on that was it's been done.
Oh, that's for the final report, not for the town. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because
right.
we discussed it. I didn't add it onto the agenda yet, Julie, but that's fine.
Okay.
So basically, just wanted to outline the fact that we've got a new system in place, so that the annual report has changed as well. And one of the things that it doesn't tell you whether they got the report or not. And I tried asking them if they got the report, and they wouldn't tell me. So I believe it was filed appropriately in the timeline required. Basically, what it does is it just tells the Massachusetts Cultural Council that what our funds were, what we're going to spend, who we're going to give the money to, and that's all been finished. So in the timeline. So just to add to that, I just wanted to confirm that the letters of approval to the various applicants have gone out, and I think almost all of them, apart from one, have actually acknowledged it. So we're full steam ahead.
Very good.
That's great. I'm actually curious, like, wonder when I was looking at the meeting minutes, the applicant IDs and then the grant value, are we supposed to keep these I guess anonymous in our meeting notes, or should we?
We should be keeping it anonymous in my meeting notes, because that's sort of, the information and in terms of the applicant names and everything else. But it's not like it's a big secret. Any applicant who wants to know can go onto the Massachusetts Cultural Council website and see what grant they've got. And in fact, after I submit the final report, the Massachusetts Cultural Council also emails them to tell them what under the new system, to tell them what grant they have. But we don't really publicize too much exactly who got a grant, how much they got. We keep that a little confidential. More because it's not necessary to share that information. That you can directly link that number to the people on the Massachusetts Cultural Council website. So
Yeah, so I mean, if they want to search and Google, the MCC, they'll be able to find the by the applicant ID.
Yeah, I mean, by the applicant ID, I'm not. Having said that, Pan, I'm not sure that people who aren't applicants could actually look at it.
Right, if you're not an applicant,
if members of the public in Grafton wanted to find out who got a grant, that information isn't necessarily readily available.
Okay.
One of the things to bear in mind is that sometimes applicants apply under their company name. Some of them apply it for personal things. It's very variable. So one of the reasons to use the ID is absolutely, there's no question who we're talking about.
All right. The next item is to have a discussion on publicity, a publicity campaign for promoting 2023 grant cycle. So I know we've talked about different things in the past.
So last year we tried giving out leaflets at the farmers market.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So that's what we decided to do last year. Every year, by the way, we do have to have a publicity campaign. And we need to record the date of the last one in the annual report.
Do you think that was successful, doing it at the farmers market?
Perhaps Daniel could speak to that.
I mean, some people took them. I still have a large stack of them. So I think we can continue to do that easily. Hopefully the farmers market is going to be back in the town center, and that'll be hopefully successful. But if there are other places that we can think of, I think that would be helpful to put them in additional places.
Yeah, I don't remember. And now that I don't have little kids, like I don't remember like where fairs are or anything like that for, even
What
at
about
school fairs.
what about the library? Do they have like an information? I haven't been there yet, so I'm not sure. But do they have an information center that we could put some there?
That's probably a possibility. When you first walk in, there is a smaller like checkout desk, but I don't know, like I wasn't specifically looking for things like that where like, town-wide people could put things, but I could ask, I'll ask
Mhm.
Beth about it.
Since I have them, I'm happy to put them wherever we want to put them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I was just thinking because like I go to Stephanie's Daily Grind and they have the little cork board there that people can put business information. I don't know if we can do that at some of the other local businesses like Bushel and Pack or places around town that they actually welcome having information put out like that.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
We tried the Grafton News. Maybe they have some average, I don't know, somewhere that we can put, ads on there, and or that's too. I don't know how much it's going to be to put an ad
Yeah.
on a paper or online. They might have a website.
Or we
for
could
it.
do like a press release for the Grafton News and
Yeah.
Grafton Common or something like that.
I can
could do-
talk to, I know somebody who does articles for them. I
Oh.
can talk to her and see what she says, if we could
Mhm.
do a press release or something, if you want me to do that.
In the past, some people used to have publicity meetings, like they actually have a public meeting in the town and invite people to come and so on. But since COVID, it's been more hard. We do have money in the budget, remember, to do publicity and business. So we do have money. If we were going to advertise in the paper, we would probably want to do it close to the date when they start being able to apply for the actual grants, which would be October.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
it's been, yeah. Sorry.
no, that's okay. Go ahead.
So I think there's been more awareness of this sort of area because Massachusetts Council has been advertising very hard to try and help people who have got stuck in the pandemic and haven't been able to have gigs.
Mhm.
And I think we did go up from 15 applications to 23 this year. So I think that's just one of those things that happens, not because they all picked up the leaflets from the farmers market, but
Right.
What about at the municipal center? You know how we have when you walk into there's a table there with what's happening, during the different seasons, right? What if we
Right.
had information there as well?
Sure. I mean, one of the other things we could do is we could post things under our banner on the Town of Grafton website. We could. I've asked Cindy to do that before now. Is actually to, particularly if there's been a change in the deadlines for grant applications, as there has been a few in the last couple of years. We've actually asked her to post things on there,
Mhm.
just to raise public awareness.
I'm curious, like, if do our old applicants get get an announcement saying the 2023 grant cycle is open and we invite them to apply, or is this
Bless you.
yeah, because
My understanding is no. I don't know. I've never been told the Massachusetts Cultural Council sends notes out to previous applicants.
maybe you have a registered account and then there's an email address right on file, and
Yeah.
we get these subscription numbers.
Well, yeah, for successful people who actually applied for grants, then I tend to say see you next year type thing.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know from a grant recipient what they receive. I imagine that they would get a bunch of email from Mass Cultural Council.
Yeah, the new year is coming up and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will check on that for the next meeting, because our contact in the Massachusetts Cultural Council is away on medical leave at the moment. But I'll ask that question to see, what they get,
Mhm.
if anything.
Right.
I'm just
just
looking at
seems
these
like-
flyers because you said they were a little old. To make sure it's all still updated. They go to masscultural.org to apply. That's still correct, right?
They will get,
Culture.council. Yeah.
yeah.
Mass.culture.org. Is that where they go?
I'd
Still?
have to check that for you, because of course it's got a redirection at the moment.
Yeah. It says applications are due online and you'll find all that you need here. mass/culture.org. I'll type it in the chat. And it says deadlines for grants is mid-October. That's still true, right?
It hasn't been, but it will be.
Okay. And then there's a PO box, right? That's still us, right? PO box 7.
Yeah, we're a PO box. Yeah.
And then
No, hang on. No, we're not.
Wait.
No, are you talking about? Is the address for the town of Grafton, or
it says Grafton Cultural Council PO box. That's our address where to send stuff. PO box 171 Grafton, Mass.
okay? That's not current.
And then Grafton Cultural Council at Gmail. That's still us, right?
Yeah, that's to us.
Yeah, I'll put the website in here to make sure it's still.
Well, if the PO box is, it's probably the PO box we had a while ago. But my suggestion is maybe we could write a little label and stick it over. It would be the town hall, the town itself, the town address.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that. I don't think that address is on here. But do we get any? Does anybody send mail? Do they send in applications to us via the mail?
Sometimes we get information through the mail. It's very unusual nowadays. Most of it's done by email. But we do give them the address of the town, because that's the that's where we have a post box there, and that's where they would go if they sent something in by mail.
I'll take a picture of this and send it to you so you see what's.
Sure, I do. I think I do have a copy of
Oh,
it
you have one.
somewhere. Yeah, in fact, I have a copy of it.
Oh yeah, you have one. Do you see the website? Is that still what we need?
Yeah, the website's fine. It's the address should. What is the town? Sorry, what do we use for the town address? I'm going to have a look at that, because I'm going. I can't remember. Just a minute.
Sorry, what was the web address for that you had on your pamphlet?
Grafton Cultural Council at gmail.com.
That's the
try to-
one. Yeah, that is at the bottom of this. But when it says, how can you apply for a grant? It says applications are done online. You can find all that you need here. It's mass-culture.
Yeah, that's an old one. It's now
It's
it's one word,
massculturalcouncil.org.
everything is shortened into one.
So maybe we need like a sticker.
We need to edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we still have a stack of them. So
Yeah, it could be done with a sticker to correct it and then not have to.
because
I think that'd probably be better than trying to buy more.
Yeah.
yeah, the thing I like about these two is that it also in the front says interested in joining the cultural council down here at the bottom. So they
Yeah.
can refer to that as well.
It's actually one of the reasons this leaflet was produced, actually, Daniel, was not to encourage people to apply for grants. It was to encourage people to apply for membership of this council,
Yeah.
because we were always having problems with, when we lose members suddenly, as happens when they move out of the town, for example, or other issues. We then have to find a replacement, or we don't have enough people. So that's actually one of the reasons why we have the leaflet made. So we would have to replace the address on here with the Grafton Municipal Centre address.
Because the PO box is right under that. So if we did a big enough sticker that just covered the
Yeah,
section,
absolutely, that would be great. Yeah.
That would maybe solve it.
So did anyone try to log on to masscultural.org?
Well, I typed it in on my phone, and then that's like all the FAQs, for if you wanted to start an application. There's, it's how to apply, check out cultural council profiles, and complete the online application. So actually, yeah, so that was last year, because it was by November 1, 2021. So
what were you typing in?
that's Mass Cultural Council all one word, MASS culturalcouncil.org.
Let's see. Let me try to put this into a chat box. It'll be easier. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah.
everybody's going in and
This one- and-
register for.
The flyer has a dash between mass and culture.
Yeah,
obviously.
there's not anymore. It's all,
Oh,
it's just
that's
one
the-
word.
The changes, they took the dash out, is that?
I think so. Matt, does it say massculturalcouncil.org?
.org, one word.
No, just mass,
That's-
mass.
Yeah, so it's a
That's
different
culture.
address.
Maybe at the old one will just they'll just hop over, once
Well, that's
someone
why,
type in
the
the.
reason that's why I was asking if anybody actually tried what was on the leaflet, because I wondered if they had a redirection. in
It might
place.
just redirect to the new website.
I wasn't
What-
sure. I think it might have timed out entirely because I may have typed it in wrong, but nothing was coming up.
Oh, they
So
do.
Have
they
someone
do
else
have a
try it.
redirect.
Did it jump?
Yeah,
for
I
you?
went to Mass Cultural Council.
It forwarded it? Okay.
Okay. So yeah, it's
Yeah, so these are fine if they put in a redirect.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so that one's that's okay. So it's just a matter of changing the address for us then, Daniel. We need to put in a Grafton Municipal Centre, Providence Road,
Is it 30 Providence? No.
30
Is it 30
Providence.
Providence?
30
Road?
Providence Road. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Do we have can we edit our website, or is that something we have to talk to the webmaster to do this?
Why would you want to edit the website?
To improve
I
it?
mean, we've got data from 2021. I think it's still there. I was gonna just update the year and maybe put a little
Yeah.
note saying the application is open. God knows when, September 1st, and it runs for 2 months.
Oh, you can't. Sorry, you can't do that.
Can't do that. All right.
No, that's actually done. That's actually done by they won't let you do that yet because the final reports have only just been produced. So if you're suggesting you want to edit the information on the website about us, is that what you mean?
Yeah, no, it's just about the Grafton Culture Council group and update some of the old outdated address, right? Because if you go to the website right now, it's still 2021 data. I mean, it's a little too early.
The town
but
of
we'll
Grafton
think about it.
site you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the town of Grafton site. Yeah.
I don't know who does that or when or how. I very seldom look at it, but it usually has it got all the minutes published for it on there, you mean?
I believe that.
I believe it. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
So that is up to date then, because there are no minutes for 2022 yet.
Yeah, no, the minutes are up to date. I'm saying it's the announcement, the news and the announcement.
Well, we haven't
We
made
haven't
the
gotten any news
announcement.
yet.
We haven't made the
Yeah.
announcements yet. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's slightly out of date, but I know they're
No.
working really hard at trying to keep it up to date because they keep on asking me for minutes and agendas, to make sure they've got complete lists of them all. So, is the report for the 3rd of February not on there, presumably? Explaining why we missed the meeting 2 weeks ago.
I'm not in it. Do you see
it's
it
not
under
live.
the minutes?
Looking, let's see.
I just wondered because that's the latest communication I've
It's
had.
February 2nd, 2002. All right. Was that the one that we were supposed to have that
Yes,
one?
Yeah, that
online?
was the one.
We didn't have the link working. Mhm.
So I had to
Yeah,
write. I had to write a report to tell them why it was cancelled, why it didn't go ahead.
Yeah, it says the host could not activate this meeting, and therefore the meeting was not held to be
Right. So that
rescheduled.
sounds like it's up to date then, because that was the last
Mhm.
time I sent them something.
Okay, so that was noted, and I mean, town clerk got the notice, and they posted there. So
Yeah, that's right. But it was a bit complicated because last time we cancelled it was before the meeting was held, because we cancelled it at the time. I had to write a report for it. So
Yeah. Yeah, that was too bad. I was given the wrong address, but it's
Yeah.
okay. We're here now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
By the way, is
So
the
I think
town-
we've sort of gone back to Daniel's going to put a sticker over the address for us, and use them and distribute them this year as well. Is that right, Daniel?
Yeah, we can do that.
Great. That sounds great.
That
Do we
sounds
want to do
good.
anything else?
Oh, I know. The next item is any other business, so it's just open for everything. I'm trying to think who has sent me the signature, the receipt of, yeah, some people have sent.
I sent mine
um,
directly.
Did you end up sending it directly?
I
All right.
did, and I had to tell Miriam, like, I know they wanted to send it as a group, and I forgot, and
No,
I sent it, and
they're
Candy
used
did
to that.
receive it,
They're
Okay.
used to that, Sarah. They're used to
That's
that.
fine. That's
but it's
fine.
in.
That's fine. I know, and it ends up going in multiple times for different people too.
Okay.
Okay, that was all. Just a reminder to sign that, send it to me. I forget what the deadline is. I don't think I've missed it yet. Is it towards the end of February? And I have to send
Yeah,
it to
it
the
was
clerk?
whatever 30 days was from the date you sent it.
Okay. Yeah, I probably have to send that.
I
to-
have to admit that in the
Yeah,
past
yeah.
we've been very late. Various people have been very late, and
Yeah.
no
that's
one's
okay.
heads have got chopped off yet.
No.
Oh, is that compliance thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gosh.
Yeah, so all it is
Got-
it's like page 11, just sign it, scan it and send it to me and I'll send it
Alright.
in.
I'll find it somewhere in my email.
I can resend it after this meeting if you want. So that it's fresh. Let's
So-
see.
All
Yeah.
right.
So any other business, I was going to say, we do need to have another meeting before we start the next cycle. Because going back to what talking about keeping things up to date, we have to officially approve our information on the Massachusetts Cultural Council website.
So when should we plan on having another meeting for that?
Well,
Like how?
September will be fine.
Okay. Right.
But we just need to make sure we all agree. Apparently, I hadn't, it had to be changed in a great hurry this year because they were changing the whole system over. But we are supposed to approve it apparently.
Shall we pick a date in September already?
My calendar is wide open, so you can pick
I know. Well, I forget what days are working better for everyone.
Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Yeah,
Yeah, Thursday's not good
Wednesdays
for
or
me.
No.
Thursday's not good for me, so
Okay, Wednesdays.
Wednesday
right.
sounds good.
We'll do another Wednesday. So
September
we'll try maybe the 14th. I'm just like,
Sure.
who knows when, like, get to know your school night is or anything like that. So that'll be in September, but who knows? We'll have to
Okay.
play it by ear. So I think the 14th would be good.
Okay, sounds good. Good as anything else at the moment.
Sounds good to me.
Good.
We haven't had any guests. No guests tonight.
Nope.
So
So
do any of you need to be reminded of the performances or anything like that? Everyone will sort of think about it, if they can go to some of the events, which we've given grants for, would be nice,
Yeah, I would never
Yeah.
remember them
I won't remember.
because there were
them.
so many different things and so many dates we went through.
Well, if you like, I could come up with some kind of cheat sheet with just a list of who and where.
That would be wonderful.
That'd be
Okay.
great.
Because honestly, it's just,
And you don't want to go for the panel book trying to find out either.
yeah, it's too much.
Okay, I'll do a who and where then.
That would
just
be
go on
great.
I think we don't have to get there with a banner saying we're cultural council, so there, but I think it's great for us to get a feeling for some of the
Yeah.
activities.
Yeah,
And some of the dates aren't there yet, so if I know the dates, if they send me the dates, I will tell you as well.
no,
Maybe we
that would
can
be
try
really
to
nice.
go to one of these, together as a group, when it's a little bit nicer and warmer out.
Well,
spring.
maybe we should go to the Juneteenth one as a group, to Mill
Oh,
Village
that
Park.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
That
the
would
one
be
where they.
nice, yeah.
and we can
Mhm.
do our bits of yarn around the pole.
Yeah.
It'd be fun
Mhm.
to see what they're actually
I
going to
still
do. with
cannot
that.
understand why they asked for like 400 yards of yarn. I mean, it was like.
Well,
Who
maybe they're going
knows?
to do it for 5 years. Maybe they're going to do the same thing for 5 years. Film it
Yeah.
every year. But yes, I think it'd be great if we could go out and something like that. But that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be.
Okay, so I'll remind people about that in particular then.
Yeah, because I
And-
can't
and it-
remember if it was actually going to be on the day or Saturday. I don't remember when Juneteenth is this year.
I think it was
What
not
day?
on the day. It wasn't on the day. It was later.
Oh, Juneteenth's is a Sunday this year.
I think it might have been the week after though. I have
Was
a
it?
feeling.
I know,
Wasn't quite the
I
date.
can't remember.
I'll come up with a list anyway and send it round, and then we'll
Okay.
know. In terms of any other business, that was any other business, right? Invitation list. Apart from that, if there's any, basically just carry on sort of getting things done and paying for the grants out, and we'll see each other in September.
Yeah, actually, Vita, I have one question. Like how, I sign, we're signing to, get the grants paid off, but, when they apply, but how many of them are like deferring? Do you have a sense of that? Like, it was hard for me to tell when we went through the numbers. Like, are people deferring and saying, oh, I'm not going to get it done this year still, or were people applying?
The next thing that I have to do is to send out a note to all the people who were due to who have a deadline in
Yeah.
April for applying for the grant for 2020
Mm-hmm. Wow.
and 2021 as well.
And are there a lot of people?
There are a few in for 20. There are a few in 2020 who have not managed to reschedule.
Yeah. Well,
There
that
was people
just-
doing a play, for example, who don't seem to be able to reschedule.
that was a really tough year.
2021, majority of the grants have been received,
Oh,
but
that's
there
good.
are a couple left. But we've got problems. For example, the book about the immigrants to Grafton.
Oh, yeah. The Polish immigrants.
For example, that book was supposed to be launched at the library,
Mhm.
and then there was delays at the library, and then there was COVID, and
Oh,
I haven't
right.
heard any. I did offer them an interim payment, but they didn't take me up on it. So, yeah. But yes, I will be doing that. I said April is my deadline because March is the end date for 2021 grants.
Mhm.
April is the end date for 2020 grants, and I will be following up with all the people who haven't yet asked for their grants to be reimbursed to find out if they have any intention of carrying on.
And then if they decline, that'll go into next
If I don't
year's
hear anything
fund.
from
It gets
them,
added.
if they tell me they're not going to be able to do it, or they don't tell me
Yeah.
anything at all, then it will automatically go back into the funds for the next grant cycle.
All right. Very
Massachusetts
good.
Travel Council is very anxious that we should give them money if we possibly can, even if they don't do a production. But for some of these smaller affairs, they don't even have any running costs.
Right.
So that's not always possible.
All right. Well, I think that's the end.
Yeah.
So we have our meeting, our next meeting for September 14th at 7 o'clock. And do I hear a motion for adjournment tonight?
So adjourn, so moted, sorry.
And who seconds?
I second.
All right. So Mita,
Mita and Christina.
yeah.
Well, everyone take care.